this is the first time I've really seen, a boycott, not a strike, it's a boycott of a playoff game, and to send a message, especially with the Bucks, they were the closest proximity to where the shooting took place. What were your thoughts on the actual NBA game being boycotted?
Yeah, so twofold. One, I was like filled with unbelievable joy and pride to see them just decide like, nah, this is good. It fills me with joy whenever I see, workers come together and realize that their collective power and voice is actually the product of whatever it is they're being paid to do. And with that, like knowing that they can do that at any point, they can make the entire world take notice, is a powerful thing. Yeah, it was great. I mean, I'm proud of them for, coming out of those meetings. I guess that would have been today's, we're filming this on what, Saturday?
Saturday.
Yeah. So I think on Friday or Thursday they came out of their meeting with the governors and all that, and with some substantive moves. With the focus on voting, I understand it. It's powerful. It's great to see they had, or that they've come to a place where they can, focus their efforts somewhere, especially to just kind of shut up people who are on the hater side online, just trolling for no reason. Part of me does though wish that it would have kept going. I mean, I understand, and there's obviously, I always think back actually to your sister-in-law, the great Dr. That you do often side with your class before your race in a lot of ways. And I do think that at a point, the financial ramifications of it would have become daunting, which I understand and I appreciate. And just in the world we live in, that's hard to completely remove yourself from. But the power it would have showed, I think, to continue that strike through, and the amount of people it would have inspired to think that, like, what would a general strike look like in this country if it really came to that point where people were empowered enough and believed in, like, okay, like, I mean, I know I can't take a month off work, but what would happen if the working force that, the example I use was all the people that sponsor Fox, all those, I don't know all the companies, but just, Tucker Carlson's absolute vitriol praising that kid, that 17-year-old kid, as if he was some messiah. Like, if all the people that work at those companies that give him tens of millions of dollars a year said, what if we don't show up to work for 1 day or 2 days? Until you say, we're not going to sponsor Fox anymore.
Right.
Everyone saw the ability of the masses, if they just decided that things were important to them, like, it would be like nothing we've ever seen before. And I am so proud of them. I mean, the WNBA players have been doing it forever. NBA players,
WNBA players, they've been riding so hard, bro. And honestly, it's lovely to see, because that's like the power of Black women, man. Like, they get overlooked, they get undervalued, but they're the first ones to ride when there's a cause. And they have the most to lose. That's one thing that I've been thinking about with them. They go above and beyond what's necessary, and they have the most to lose. They're not rich, so I feel like that most of them are, kind of more in touch with the social issues happening. They probably have family members that are impacted. They may be impacted themselves, right? So they feel more of a motivation to move forward with these issues. But they have been on the forefront, man, and it's lovely to see. I hope they continue. I know they'll continue, but I wish the NBA kind of went as hard as they did, because then it would really show that they mean it. I know they're doing their part, but you see what they're doing. Like, they walked up with shirts with the holes, the seven bullet holes in the back. If that's not making a statement, I don't know what is.
And it's and there's like another stipulation I'd love to make there as well, like, to not put it too much on the NBA or WNBA or any athletes, is that, like, it's not the athlete's responsibility in the world. Like, athlete's responsibility should not be to change the world in, like, this massive way. So, like, I said the whole, like, I would have loved to see the strike go on. That's not to discredit how important it was and how beautiful it was to see them strike in the first place. But yeah, like, it really shouldn't be there. The fact that they're meeting with, these billionaire owners who can pay and have paid, and these owners have donated tens of millions of dollars to campaigns on both sides.
Your social circles are the people that can make the change. That's
exactly
what it is.
Exactly. And the fact that the athletes understand that and have used their abilities and their skills and leverage those to create some change is more than we should ever have had to ask of athletes. Right. That's important to make note of. But yeah, the WNBA players they're the realest ones.
I see both sides of the NBA battle, because if you think about it, you're a rookie, and you haven't done anything yet, but this is your chance to make money in the playoffs. Like, are you really wanting to sit out? Like, I'm thinking about where would I have to be comfortable sitting out? And it would have to change. If I'm a rookie, I know it's important, but also my like financials are tied to it, right? And if I'm LeBron, man, I'm ready to walk out. I don't need this, right? If I'm Kawhi, I don't need this. You know what I mean? But if I'm like Tyler Hero, I'm a rookie, first time, going through this. It may not be, it's important, but also my livelihood and the change I can make in the future is also kind of tied to it. So it's a tough spot to be in. The financial ramifications are huge, but I also think for them being in the bubble, being on camera, being in the public spotlight, they can have an impact on society that they may not be able to if they're not playing. Like, there's like retired players, right? There's a reason why their voice isn't as impactful, is because they're not playing anymore. They're not under that microscope. So I think there's something to that. It's so tough, man, because either way, man, like you're gonna end up feeling like there's more that you can do. You know what I mean?
I would just like to point out that you just gave like the most succinct and cutting damnation of capitalism in like 45 seconds. I don't even realize it. Like the decision is, do I do the thing that I know is important and care about, that's going to help end suffering worldwide as much as possible, right? Or do I bounce a ball and try to throw it through mesh so that they pay me and I can feed my family?
Right.
It's that's it in a nutshell in a lot of ways. Yeah.
And that's what a lot of these guys are going through in that bubble. A lot of these guys are going through that in their head. And I think, they came up with, I know Obama was involved in it, and they came up with the best thing to do is continue playing. I know Michael Jordan doesn't speak on it a lot, but he comes out and says, he thinks the best thing for these guys to do is continue to play. Financial ramifications are huge, but they're saying that the biggest statement they can make is by continuing to play, continue to push the platform. I don't know. Now that I've listened to you, I think if they had just stopped playing, that may have changed the world, I think.